Hey friends, welcome to the Wonder Who channel. My name is Naja. I hope you are doing well today. It is a nice, quiet, cozy evening in the beginning of June. And I thought because things are warming up and I still would like to have salad greens, lettuces, things like that work better in cooler weather, I wanted to try it out in a hydroponic garden. I got into hydroponic gardening in November 2021, and I started off with a 8-hole hydroponic garden. It was a brand that I was not familiar with. I think the more popular brand is Arrow Garden. I decided to get it and I had good experience, so I was like, ooh, let me get a 12-hole one. And then I have another 8-hole one because someone graciously purchased one for me and had it sent to my home in December, right after I was laid off. It was just like the best thing, and so I always think about that person. So I just want to say, in case she's watching, thank you so much, Melissa, and I love them. And because it's warm, I just think that I probably wouldn't be using them as much as I would be doing in-ground gardening. I decided that I wanted to still have some leafy greens and lettuces to avoid buying those things. So I went to ChatGPT that I wanted to grow lettuces and leafy greens. So that was my initial prompt, and that my hydroponic garden was 12 holes, and I wanted to be able to produce enough greens and lettuces to support 3 to 4 meals for about 2 people every week. The first response that I got from ChatGPT was a variety of greens. Some of them I did have and I liked. Some of them I did have and I really don't care for. And then there were some ones that I felt were missing. I decided, let me just go get my seeds and tell ChatGPT what I have and to give me a suggestion from there. And then also things that would complement one another in salads as well. I will show you the seeds that it suggested for me. First of all is arugula. This is essential for me, but it did note that it's a fast grower and I could harvest it frequently. I have grown arugula before in my hydroponic garden when I first got one, and man, it was great. It was great, so I love that. And then the next one it suggested to me is butter crunch lettuce because it's compact, sweet, and dependable. We've got red sales lettuce. It noted that it adds a soft texture and color. Oak leaf lettuce, a frilly texture and has great regrowth. One of my goals for this is that it be cut and come again as well. Merlot lettuce because it's dark, bold color, and crisp. The next thing it suggested was Little Gem, which is a mini romaine and is great for crunch and hardiness. The next one is Truchas. It is a baby romaine with red tones. It's pretty and productive. The next is Rouge d'Hiver, heirloom red tinted romaine. Tender green mustard. It is a mild mustard kick and it adds contrast. I've never grown the mustard greens in the house, so nice to know. And then dwarf Siberian kale. I can do cut the baby leaves, and it adds nutrition and texture. I did grow dwarf Siberian kale as a crop with my hydroponic garden as well, and it was wonderful. Even though it was cool weather already, I wanted something that was going to be in the house. Just things grow so fast in there. And then this is some black seeded Simpson, a quick growing lettuce so I can have quick harvest and mild flavor. A mesclun mix. So this is going to be a surprise. That is my lettuce, leafy greens setup for the summertime for this 12-hole hydroponic garden. And I'll show you what the hydroponic garden looks like. So I already soaked the growing medium sponges. It also recommends that I soak the seeds overnight, but I'm not going to do that. So that'll be something that I've never done before, but I will make sure that the top of the seeds get hydrated when I put them in. using this. You're going to need the little humidity domes until the seeds germinate. And then you're going to need net cups. And then you're going to need something that will help you identify what the crop is. So I use these, which come with the hydroponic planter. I have these little multicolored sticker dots. And so I'm going to put these, even though I'm going to be writing on these, I'm going to be putting these right next to the slot. And so I've already written down all of the different seeds that I'm going to sow. I've also used the hydroponic garden to germinate seeds that I know that I'm going to end up transplanting into soil. So I've already done that with cucumbers. I've done that with dwarf tomatoes. I've done that with stevia. Oh, I've done that with a patio baby eggplant for the summer. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you down so you can see. I'm gonna do it in the order of the list that I have. This little circle, it is to help reduce the light that goes into the hole. So light is not the best thing as far as the water container, because that can increase the likelihood of the growth of algae. So I'm just gonna use one of the little cups here. I'm gonna do 2 seeds. All right, so we got the arugula done. And then now the butter crunch lettuce. Now the butter crunch lettuce is like a heading lettuce. So I probably will thin it down, but if I can successfully thin it and just pull out the seedling, then I will replant it in some soil. So this is very easy. If I've messed up, I don't know that I have. I felt like the hydroponic garden boosted my confidence a bit when it came to growing food. But as you can see here, like I was saying, it helps cover the open space around the net cup to help reduce the ability for light to get inside. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these done. And if I have any little quips or knowledge while I'm doing this, I'll come back and let you know as I'm doing this. So. I'm really excited about this mustard green. I just did not even think that I could do that indoors because I have that super red giant mustard green, red mustard green, and that's my girl right there. So I'll talk a little bit about this kit. It comes with, like, when you get your first system, you get growing medium, you get the net cups, you get the stickers, you get plant food, you get the covers, you get these little sticks for tall crops, so that those crops could like lean on those, so like little stakes, and you get some hole covers in case you don't use the whole system to grow. And there will be occasions like that. Like I will say, like for my Tiny Tim dwarf tomato, I ended up moving everything out of that particular garden system because the tomato was canopying all of the other things. You get these little things right here. You get an instruction booklet and like a little note card if you want to note what you have. But I feel like it was worth it. I got my first one on one of those, today's deals on Amazon. That's how I got into it. And I just had such great success Especially what impressed me was the tomato. With the tomato, I was like, oh, okay, I had tomatoes indoors. And it can be a cherry tomato without me having to get on a ladder. Because y'all, I am traumatized from that indeterminate tomato situation from last year. That was definitely something I'm going to talk about in my old age if somebody asks me about gardening and what I think they should grow. What do you think about hydroponic gardening? Have you tried it before? Have you used a system, like a commercially made system? Or have you done something on your own, like the Kratky method? Do you use it as a method for convenience or season extension or to supplement the food you purchase? I'd love to know all of that. I really appreciate when people leave comments, and there can be, the start of a conversation. So take a look at this. So I got this for $2.19. This whole nice packet. That is a deal. I got this from a feed and seed store in my area. I just can't go on enough about how wonderful these feed and seed stores are. How you can get great seeds from there. Everything that I've bought from the feed and seed store has been perfect. I even have like beans, and I bought like the smallest amount of beans, and I've got bean seed, like lima beans and Italian green beans, probably for the rest of my gardening life. But I feel like the feed and seed stores are of great benefit because you get a good amount of seed for a good price, and it just drives down your cost of food even lower. Because there's no way in the world I would have been able to get that much seed from a seed packet company for $2.19. All right, we got the last one. So the last one, this is the mesclun gourmet greens mixture. So I'm gonna get what I get out of this. But it has arugula, endive, red kale, red and green romaine, salad bowl, and Lola Rosa lettuce. So let's see what I get. Ooh, that's pretty too. It's quite interesting mix in there. You can see all the different lettuces. At least it's convincing that it's a mixture. So it's evening time. So I think I am not gonna turn this on until tomorrow morning when I get up. That way it can cycle with the natural sunlight, because it is right here by a window. You can't see off the camera, but to my right, I have a little station that holds all three of my planters. And then the next step that is important with this is that you have to use distilled water. I have a few bottles from when I was growing previously anyway, but if you have one of these systems, watch the water levels. That's important. And then also, you don't put nutrients in until you start having germination. So let me show you what this looks like, because I'm going to get the stickers on as well. I got the stickers on the net cups, but I'm going to put my own stickers on just to help me identify stuff. And as time passes, it's not that important to me, because then I have had the labels and able to identify. So this is what it looks like, and I'm going to fill it up with water. Then I plug it up, and then it has a selection here where you can select turn the power on, turn the water on, and what you're growing. So for this one, it says vegetables, flowers, and fruit and herbs. And so I will turn it on the vegetable cycle. And then also when vegetables start growing, then you can raise this up. Right. So I got like I said, my extra stickers. So just in case, because over time this will fade over time because of the light. So instead of me using up my tape for my label maker, I was like, I got all these stickers that I was influenced to buy. And even though I love them, there's no way I'm ever going to use all these stickers. I've got like a whole 1,000 pack of these. I did try from watching another idea and grew lettuce in the garage. It was still cool, so it was okay, but grew lettuce in the garage in like in Dollar Tree white plastic dish pans. So the one where the soil and the lettuce was had holes in it, and then the one underneath that had water so that the lettuce would wick that up. So you don't necessarily need, you don't need a garden and a yard to grow food if you have a small spot. I've tried all the different ways because I like to experiment, and I do like the hydroponic. I'm really excited about these mustard greens. So this is what everything is looking like now. I'm gonna fill it up with water. And well, first I'm gonna put it on the stand, so let me show you that. And then secondly, I'm going to fill it up with water, and then I am going to plug it in, and in the morning I'm going to turn it on, and it will automatically cycle the right amount of light that it needs based off of the setting that I selected on the top that I showed you. So I'm putting this over here. So this is it right here. I am going to take this off and fill it up with water. There is a hole, so there's 13 holes actually on this, but that 13th hole is for you to be able to put water in. All right, so I'm getting close. So you don't fill it all the way to the top. There is a max line, and the reason that there is a max line, it has something to do with air roots. I am nowhere near an expert, but I do remember that term being used. You gotta have some sort of air roots for it. You don't want the plant roots to be fully submerged in water. So we've got this. And then got this. I'm going to plug it into the back of the device. Then that's what the light looks like. But I'm going to turn this off. And it is already percolating. And then in the morning, I will get this set up to start cycling the light and doing the pump and all of that good stuff. Let me bring you closer so you can see. I really do like these gardens, and I care about getting the best bang for my buck. As much as I would have loved to have an aerial garden, I did not get one, and I like the fact, and I could be ill-informed now about aerial gardens, but I like that I can put my own seeds in here. I don't have to buy certain seed kits and not be able to have the variety that I would like to have. Let me just show you what my setup is and the shelf that I have. This is the very first one I got. And I just took out a few days ago my patio baby eggplant that I germinated in here. And then this is oregano. It's doing great. It's going to flower. I think that's great. But I think I'm going to get a few things in here started to probably put outside. But this is the first one. This is my origin story. Right here, I've got moringa seeds that I am soaking overnight so that I can get those germinated. but I will not be putting them in the planter. And then this is the planter, that's an 8 slot as well, and that was gifted to me. And then I have the stand, and I debated on getting it, but I think it fits well for me having these 3 hydroponic gardens. So friends, thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, so we can talk about this. And again, I would love to know, have you ever used one of these and what you've grown in it? It would, just help me open my eyes into some other possibilities. I hope today is the goodest of your good days, and may everything fall into place for you today. Bye-bye. So it has been 4 days from when I planted this, and I've got germination on this 12-hole hydroponic garden. I'm gonna take the cover off and try to let you get a peek of things. So this is the red sales lettuce. That's looking great. This is the oak leaf lettuce. Merlot lettuce popping up. And look at the arugula. This is butter crunch lettuce. Apologies for the background noise. I am in the kitchen, and we've got something in the air fryer, and I was like, let me look at my seeds, and decided to pick up my phone so you could take a look. That is the little gem lettuce. Ooh, look at that, the Rouge d'Hiver. This is the Truchas. This was the one that had the it was pelleted. Let's see here. Yeah, I see some activity in there. You can see right here. So I'm gonna call that germinated. And then this is the black seeded Simpson lettuce. The dwarf Siberian kale. And then this was the mesclun. So, that's a mix of different lettuce seeds so you can have baby greens. And tender green mustard. But that is how things are going along. And the system is set up to come on with the lights and the water pump at the time designated from when I started this. But I'm excited to be able to have greens and lettuces in the house because it's so hot. So we have got 100% germination on everything that was put in here. Thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate you being here. Please remember, if you have any questions or comments, to leave them below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also remember to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post a video. I hope today is the goodest of your good days, and may everything fall into place for you. Thank you, friends, and I'll see you again next time.